What's up, folks? I'm Odd, by the way, and we are going to be doing something that we've done already again today. So I guess welcome back to a new Pokemon series challenge, I suppose, that I'm doing because there are now more than one. Today we are going to be revisiting the challenge that I did not too long ago, where I took a random animal and a random Pokemon type and made a new Fakemon based off of that. That sounded like fun to me for this week, so I figured that I would take a crack at it. And so yeah, we have our random animal generator popped up here, and this is just set to one animal, but we are going to be doing 3 separate animals. I just also have a Pokemon type wheel, and I don't want to get them too mixed up, I guess. So I don't want to have to roll 3 animals all at once and then have to roll 3 types all at once. So it's gonna go animal and then type, and then animal, and then the type. You get the idea. So, at that, let's just jump right in and actually, get our animals for this. So let's just generate. And a boop. Hog. Okay, wild pig. And you are a ice type, dragon type boar. Interesting. Okay, go away. A dragon type boar. Alright, I'm gonna grab you. But yeah, I had fun with this one last time, so I wanted to give it another shot. Because we wound up with such things as, maybe I shan't say. But if you know, you know. The insanity of the typings that decided to grace us in that episode. Okay. So our next animal is going to be a parrot. I think it's a specific kind that I forget, but green parrot. Alright, grab you. Alright, and your type, my friend, is going to be... hopefully not just flying, because I would feel like the secondary type would be... rock. Actually, that might work, because I'm pretty sure one species of parrot, possibly this one, lives in rocky cliffs. Although the only other rock type bird I think that I know of is bombardier, the stork that drops rocks, right? I could be wrong, but okay. So you are plus rock. And for our final selection today, a boop, an elephant. All right. We have one elephant. We have Caparaja. We have plenty of parrots. We have a few pigs, but I don't know if we necessarily have any wild pigs. I guess does Lechonk count? I don't quite know. But okay. And we only have 2 elephants, Caparaja and Fanfi / its evolution, whose name I can never remember, that also got a Paradox version. Great Tusk. Why am I blanking on that name? Donphan. Alright. And for our final main type for this episode, we gonna get anything weird? Oh, give me another rock type. Bug? Bug. Maybe I shouldn't have wished for not rock type. A bug type elephant. I didn't think. Helped. I didn't think rock is feasible. Rock is doable. I don't know about bug. My god. Okay, let me get you guys down to clip so you can see this nonsense. For some reason, the other ones are fine for me. To some degree. So we have a hog / wild boar, I think, is the picture that's being depicted here. Plus dragon. Now that one is challenging. I could see a Zodiac pig style situation going on almost, right? Where it's hardcore. Maybe it's got an Oni vibe to go alongside that dragon type, so it's got its big tusks sticking out or something like that. That sounds like it could be cool. That sounds like it could be a cool Pokemon line, right? Rock parrot is a little weird. But not, I guess, not doable. They are definitely opposites. It would be interesting to have a flying type that isn't weak to rock. So that could be interesting, and I'm glad we didn't just get a flying type, because a flying type bird sounds boring. However, I also wished we didn't just get a rock type again, and we wound up with a bug type elephant. I was not thinking. I don't know what to do with this. There is like a weevil. They kind of got the weird nose going on, don't they? You know, so maybe some sort of like weevilphant. That could be a Pokemon name. I don't know. But that one is definitely a little concerning. So I will have to sort that out in my own time. So I'm going to pop you guys over to Speedpaint VoiceOver so you can see what I came up with and not have to deal with my endless deliberating. So I'll see you there. Alright, so starting out with our dragon-type boar, I basically immediately had an idea as for how I would go about this because I had two major inspirations right away. An Oni mask and Pig Ganon, of all things. I don't think this design turned out too much like the latter, but honestly, they're both Nintendo titles, and there has certainly been overlap before. I was really especially inspired by the Oni mask, though. The tusks that they sport tie in really well with a wild boar. I tried my best to really push the stylization with these designs, so I went for a sort of circular hole in the side of the face to represent the exaggerated grimaces that the masks make. I figured since this is a dragon type, they could sort of be like glowing with power from the inside. I also decided to add the dark type because it made the most sense with all the different aspects of this design I was already going for. I named this Pokemon Boger, kind of a combination between boar and ogre, because like with Ogerpon, that seems to be how the Oni are interpreted in English. It also has a similar vibe to Bogey or Boogie, which also felt suiting. The only unfortunate side effect is that it kind of looks like Booger or Burger. Oni masks seem to most commonly come in red and blue, maybe white, but I decided to go the blue and orange route for my shiny here. Boger is a solitary creature brimming with intense energy that glows from inside of it. Some say its mask-like face was a curse to hold back the horrific amount of power. It can have a nasty disposition, but has been seen as a fierce guardian by some communities for centuries. It's a powerful ally and a terrifying enemy. It's very emotional and expressive, but its scary face might be hard for a human to read. Next up is our rock-type parakeet. I swear this website loves to give me this red ring parakeet. It's not a parrot, it's a parakeet. I've looked it up several times. I almost recognize it by heart now. I did realize that like all of the flying type fossils, like Aerodactyl and Archaeopteryx, are also rock types, but a parrot or parakeet doesn't really feel like it fits the bill there. I decided it might be fun to take the whole thing a bit more literally and make a bird made of rocks. And as I was conceptualizing it, I realized I could specifically do a mosaic look for the feathers. I do like an expressive Pokemon, but honestly, I like it just as much when they're little freaks. I went for this clunky, expressionist block head with an inset eye. Overall, rock types that kind of look like ancient golem robots or something are just so good. I added some interest to the colors by including, yes, the green and red, but also some blue and even a hint of purple to the mosaic feathers. I named this guy Mock-Zaic, which I'm now just realizing only has the one A and C as I write the script, so that'll be fixed in post. The portmanteau here is between mock, spelled with just a K, and clearly mosaic. These parakeets can apparently be known for their clear mimicry, so I felt like the mock part fit there, and blended best with mosaic. For the shiny, I went for a less jarring shift to a turquoisey blue morph, but sporting a yellow beak and eyes instead, because that also seems very common in other parakeets. Mock-Zaic can be found flocking en masse near ancient temples that may have been their homes since the time they were built. Many sculptures and mosaics can be found of their tile-like feathers inside of these structures as well. They can easily imitate other Pokemon, and even humans, to an almost scary degree. Some archaeologists have reported hearing them speaking the languages of the people long past who may have built the temples, or those who visit them over the years, passed down by the mosaic from generation to generation. Some locals believe they contain the souls of the very people who built the temples, or that they were somehow created by them all those years ago. And finally, we have our curveball for this installment, the bug-type elephant. Honestly, even though this was the strangest of the three, I got the initial concept I wanted to play with down pretty quickly. If you're about my age and from the US, at least, probably elsewhere, you probably remember those endless commercials for Elefun. If not, it was a very simple game with a very gimmicky appeal. You caught these fabric butterflies that shot out of an elephant's trunk, which was essentially a fan attached to a fabric tube. That has forever tied together elephants and butterflies in my mind, though. Plus, their ears kind of resemble butterfly wings, especially the African elephant. As I played with this idea, I also realized that the proboscis butterflies drink out of sort of resembles a trunk. In fact, their trunk is sometimes referred to as a proboscis. I think it just means, like, extruding nose. So that's two elements that tie elephants and butterflies together, beside that almost maliciously advertised game for preschoolers. I leaned a bit more into the butterfly side of things when it came to features. Giant eyes, small head, 6 legs, but I kept the body relatively pachyderm-like, and of course kept the wings up by the head. This thing would probably look so dopey flying. For the wing design, I went for something very simplified but monarch adjacent. I figured as I worked on this that it would probably have a secondary fairy type, like Cutie-Fly, so I went for a pink body and just an overall very feminine approach. Also, though I didn't really think about it at the time, a pink elephant is sort of synonymous with something totally fantastical and imaginary. For the shiny, I went for another blue. Got lots of blues today, but it's a good shiny color. I changed the pink to purple though because the colors in the original were analogous like that too, and the dark spots to an almost white. I landed on the name Pachypillin, a portmanteau between pachyderm and papillion, the French word for butterfly. I think it's actually pronounced papillon, so pachypillon. Pachypillion starts out as a tiny pachypillar, and as they evolve, their ears transform into large wings. Their long proboscis allows them to drink nectar from flowers or juice left out by their human caregivers. They live on a mostly liquid diet. Despite their large size and bulkier appearance, they are incredibly light and flit through the air without a care in the world. They're incredibly social, and herds of pachypillin, along with their young, migrate to different flower patches throughout the season. People come from miles around to catch a glimpse of these migrations, as the species is sparse in most areas these days. Efforts are being made to restore a lot of their natural feeding and breeding grounds. But those are my Fakemon for this week. This is probably my favorite bunch overall yet. Which is your favorite? I love Boger. They were probably the one that I was the most proud of when I finished. Moxaic is a close second. I love a freaky rock type. And Pachypillin is just a fascinating little critter. I'm especially proud that I was able to tie together an elephant and a bug type so quickly. It is really cute too. The range between these three is something, but that's why I love random generators. At that though, I think I'll leave this here. Let me know your thoughts or other art challenge ideas in the comments, and at that, I will see y'all next time. Okay. Oh, how long have I been recording? Huh. Huh. 3 minutes, you say? Oops. Well, maybe we just start over. But this will be a fun outtake.